Hello everyone and welcome on back to my channel. Today we are continuing with my archaeologist guide to Minecraft. Last time we built up our farm a bit. You can see we've got a whole bunch of stuff coming in really nicely. But today what I would like to do is get some animals in our farm, and I would like to start with chickens. Now there is a very cute little Arctic fox snoozing away right over there. Look at how cute this thing is. But the problem with foxes is that they like to eat chickens. I was looking around off camera while trying to plan out this episode, and I saw some chickens over this way, but if the fox notices them before I'm done building a chicken coop, then it might take a while to find some more chickens, because obviously the fox would have eaten them. And I don't want another sheep situation like we had when I was trying to make a bed, so I would like to bring these chickens, if I can find the other one, maybe not. I would like to bring these chickens over to my house to keep them safe while we build a chicken coop. Come on, come in. Excellent, good burb. There are three main things that chickens are bred for in the world today. There's meat, there are eggs, and there's sport, although the sport side of things is illegal in many countries. As for meat and eggs, if you haven't worked much with chickens, you might not know that breeds that are good egg layers are usually not good for meat, and breeds that are good for meat are usually not good for egg laying. There are some heritage breeds, or breeds that were commonly used before industrial agriculture became a thing, that are okay for both, but usually chickens are bred for either meat or eggs. Okay, so I have enough materials to make this chicken coop, and I think I want to put it kind of above my house over here. Maybe not right next to my house, because the noise is going to get a bit unbearable. Maybe, since there's this cleared out area already right over here, maybe if we turn this area into a chicken coop. So let's get started. There's a bit of a myth when it comes to chicken eggs that brown-shelled eggs are more nutritious than white-shelled eggs. That is not remotely true. The nutrition of an egg depends on how the chicken was fed and how fresh the egg is, not the color of the shell. Different species of chicken lay different color eggs, and chicken eggs can be brown, white, or even a couple different shades of green. There's also a myth that the color of the yolk indicates the quality of life for the chicken that laid it. This can be true, but it's also not necessarily true. Hens that eat foods with specific compounds that turn their yolks more orangey will produce eggs with orangey yolks. Those foods can be nutritious things like alfalfa or dandelions or parsley, but they can also be things like marigolds, which aren't unhealthy for chickens, but they're often added to commercial feed to boost the yolk color of caged hens. So yolk color might sometimes indicate quality of life of the chicken, but it also might not. And one final thing that often confuses people is storing eggs. Eggs in Minecraft never go bad because food in Minecraft never goes bad. In the real world, eggs can go bad, but how long that takes depends on how they've been treated. Eggs have a protective outer layer on them that stops bacteria from entering the egg. Fertilized chicken eggs take 21 days to hatch, and letting bacteria into that egg while the poor chick is still growing would be a disaster for chickens as a species. So that protective layer keeps the inside of the egg safe, even if the egg isn't fertilized, which is the case for your supermarket variety eggs. In the UK, and most of the world actually, chicken eggs are only somewhat spot cleaned before being put into a carton, so that protective outer layer stays on the egg. That's why you often open a carton to see feathers or spots of dirt or other things on your eggs in, again, most of the world. They take the worst of it off before packaging the eggs, but anything more and that protective layer disappears. With the protective layer still intact, eggs can be kept on the counter at room temperature for several weeks. Just remember to wash the eggs in warm water before you cook them. In the United States, however, eggs are washed completely before they are packaged in cartons so that customers don't need to worry about things like feathers and dirt and whatnot on their eggs in their kitchen. The only way to fully clean a chicken egg is by taking off that protective layer. Once that protective layer is removed, even if it's only in a small area of the eggs cannot sit at room temperature anymore because they are vulnerable to bacteria. They also have a shorter shelf life because they've lost their protective outer coating. So that's why people in the United States keep their eggs in the fridge and why their eggs tend to go bad a little bit faster than in the rest of the world. Okay, so we have our nice little chicken coop. There is a bit of snow here. Let me fix that for our lovely chickens once we get them in. Now, obviously, this is not going to keep our chickens safe. It's completely open. We need a fence around it. But the problem is there's the cute little adorable Arctic fox. Is that our Arctic fox or is this a wolf now? Oh no, there's a wolf now. Wonderful, there's even a wolf. So they're wolves, they're Arctic foxes, and the thing about wolves is that they can't jump very high, but foxes can in Minecraft. They can jump up to 5 blocks high. So our lovely, adorable little chicken coop here that's got like a little area for them to roost, and then it's got some nesting boxes, which I will eventually fill in with like some carpet or something once I have the resources. It's adorable. The problem is that the wolves will attack our chickens without a fence, and the foxes, even with a fence, they will just jump over it unless it's a 5-block high fence, which is a lot of fence. So we're gonna build up our fence. Is it gonna be pretty? Absolutely not. Is it gonna do the job? Yes. Yes, it is. It's gonna keep our chickens safe. So, or at least, well, I hope it is. So, so that's what we're gonna do. Kind of poetically, actually. Chicken domestication is an excellent example of that thing I was talking about in the last episode, where people tend to think that major human advancements had a single origin in a single place and then spread from there, but it's actually usually more complicated than that, and it's usually in multiple different places, and there's independent discoveries and inventions and advancements and what have you. For a number of years, archaeologists argued that chickens were first domesticated in the Indus Valley region, particularly at the power center of Mohenjo-Daro in the 2nd millennium BCE. In the 1980s, a team of zoologists and archaeozoologists actually found that there were 8 sites with evidence for domesticated chickens elsewhere in the world at the same time as Mohenjo-Daro, but also that there were 29 sites with evidence of domesticated chickens that were earlier than Mohenjo-Daro or the Indus Valley civilization as a whole. That team argued that Southeast Asia was the origin of the domesticated chicken instead, and a few years later, DNA experts argued that the red jungle fowl from Southeast Asia was the original species humans decided to try to domesticate. In the early 2000s and 2010s, though, more ancient DNA experts examined the evidence, and also in ways that weren't really possible in the 80s and 90s, and they found that there are actually several different independent origins for domesticated chickens across South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Southern China. Like I said last episode, people are smart all over the world, and they absolutely can have similar ideas at similar times. Okay, is it the prettiest thing in the world? Absolutely not. Not even close. But this, with its 5-high fence, should keep our chickens safe, hopefully. Come on, come in. Wonderful. Now we're gonna see if we get any other chickens. There's one. Okay, excellent. I also found the other chicken that I thought I had seen earlier, so here you go, come on in. And then we breed them with the seeds, and you get a little chicken. We've got the chicken coop and the fence done, but this is kind of a barren area for these chickens, and I'd like to give them a bit more flowers and grass and stones and things to make it a bit nicer for them. Chickens really like to hide or nest in taller grass, and they also really like to eat things like seeds and bugs, which they'll get more of if we have more grass and stones and things in the area. Chickens also swallow stones and grit to sit in their gizzards, which is a specialized stomach that's basically right next to what you might consider a normal stomach. Chickens don't have teeth, so they actually break down their food through the stones in their gizzard instead. But they can't get any stones if there are no stones in this area for them to use. So I'm gonna put those in here as well. So we've got a couple of rocks for them to run around and climb on. We've got some grass for them to hide in. Chickens really like kind of hiding in grass. So that is our little chicken coop. I think with that, we are gonna end the episode here. If you enjoyed the episode, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if you're enjoying this series, hit that notification bell so that you can be among the first to know when I upload a new episode. That's all from me for today. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!